This is Vladimir Kramnik's YouTube channel, and on Monday, 4th of March, he released this video. In it, he spends 55 minutes going into detail on why he suspects Peruvian Grandmaster Jose Martinez, who goes by the name Jospem online, of potentially playing unfair, aka cheating at chess, right? And also talking about the fact that even though chess.com went to his house, did some live filming during a title Tuesday in which he came third, he's still suspicious of what's going on. Not going to comment deep on that. You can go watch the video yourself, right? I've linked down below. But fast forward to today, a day later, 5th of March, titled Tuesday, the most prestigious weekly online blitz chess event, and guess who gets paired? Vladimir Kramnik with the black pieces against Jose Martinez with white. You couldn't write it. Well, you could. But grab your popcorn anyway. This is a cracker, and we've got some absolute comedy gold coming soon. So e4, played by Martinez. Kramnik goes for a fighting Sicilian here. We get knight f3, d6, and now a c3 Sicilian. So named because, just kidding, my channel's not that boring. Knight f6 now played. h3, hang on a minute. Have you not just hung a pawn? Has Jose lost his marbles? Well, no. This is the trick. You check and you pick up the knight. We'll come back from the back cave. The board greys out if we go to analysis mode, but we won't deviate much. Knight c6 developing. Bishop d3. There's a weird looking move, but keep your eye on the bishop, because after Kramnik sets up the old camel toe pawn formation, this bishop drops back. We get g6 preparing to fianchetto and d3. Suddenly the white position, a picture of harmony and fluidity. Bishop g7, Kramnik fianchettos. He's live on stream singing at the top of his lungs in an Italian/Russian accent. It's beautiful, Nessun Dorma-esque. And now some positional mastery for the next 8 moves. Bishop g5. Watch how grandmasters play. h6, and the bishop gives itself up for knight. Why would you do this? They've run a lot of tests, right? And actually, bishops and knights aren't worth 3 pawns, as you're taught as a beginner. A bishop's like 3.15, I once heard Kasparov say. Well, here's the point. When Kramnik set up the old camel toe, he left this gaping hole behind, right? That's a weak square. Bishop b3. Here Jose looking to line up his bishop with the hole, and so we get castles, knight b to d2, bishop e6, no takes there. You don't want to plug the hole, but instead knight f1. Heading for this weakened d5 square. This is what Jose is going for. So queen e7 from Kramnik. He wants to unleash the f-pawn, right? Knight e3, very natural. King h7, very natural. Stepping off the diagonal here. And now great play from Martinez. Real blitz expert. He doesn't want to castle into this pawn avalanche. He goes h4. Love to see the move on the board. If pawn h5 in response, g5 weak, the knight starts hopping, so Kramnik goes here. Nice play because he meets h5 with g5, and there's no knight hop forward, takes and you'd lose a pawn. Good for black. So instead, more really nice stuff from Martinez. Pawn g4, a move that would never occur to me in a million years. This is where I need to sharpen up my tactics, right? He's mixing positional light squared play with tactics, because if bishop captures, bang, check, this Zwischenzug, and now we take the piece, doing great, pawns push in, etc. So, this one wasn't taken. Kramnik goes knight e7. Really good chess from the former world champion. d5 could be on the cards. We get queen e2, and Kramnik not rushing with a central push. He goes a5. Lovely move, because you can't go pawn a4 in response, which would be desirable to plug another light square, really get a grip going, because otherwise you lose the bishop on b3. So that's why. Knight d2 covers that bishop, prepares a4, so Kramnik pushes it, and now I reckon I'd be dropping back to c2 here all day long, eyeballing the black king, preparing to push d4, kind of Roy Lopez-esque. But then black gets d5. If you take, the knight's hopping forward into f4 potentially. If you don't, d4 is coming. So that's why bishop d5. It allows a change in pawn structure soon, but it is the way to go. Rook b8, nice move, coming onto this b file, preparing to push. And now rook h3, activating that piece in an unusual way, but a good way. And Kramnik now takes on d5. Not the best. b5 probably better. Hold this construction. Wait for white to prove something in the center. But this was played. The hole finally plugged in the camel toe formation. And now f5 from Kramnik. Yes, it looks nice, but watch this. Pawn captures. Knight captures, rook takes, queen takes, doesn't really matter. Here's the point, knight to e4. That pony has just become lord of the realm. Look at it, dominating this pathetic bishop on g7, locked out. It's like a King's Indian gone wrong. What a positional position, what a terrible sentence. Rook f4 now played, the rook on h3 attacked. So it moves to g3. Most of us would play a great game, then blunder that rook, right? Not these top guys. Kramnik doubles the rooks here. We get castles queenside, and look at the knight in the center once more. The rooks are doubled, sure, but where are you going? f2 is covered. It's like the wind blowing against the barn door, but this little piggy's made his house of bricks. So b5 played by Kramnik, looking for some play on the queenside. Rook dg1, maybe going for some silliness on g5. Kramnik ignores correctly. You can't actually sack a piece here. You're just helping black, you know, then the bishop's unleashed, etc. So c4 played to protect the central d5 pawn. We get captures, pawn captures, opening the b file, but look at the harmony of Jospem. I sometimes say Jopsum, I always mix up those letters. Defensive construction, you know, he's lined to attack, but also defend. So queen e7 from Kramnik, now rook e3, just defending stuff, very nice. Queen no longer has to babysit, and now I'm drawing on the board some good moves for black. King h8 prophylaxis, a word with its root from Greek, by the way, meaning to guard against. Queen d7 good, spraying in both directions, defending this pawn. Rook a8, defending the pawn, and preparing some bishop snaky stuff. So that was the way to go. Sit tight, slowly improve. But Kramnik goes active, goes for that pawn, but now queen c2, Jospem's like guns akimbo here, right? Spraying in both directions. The king's got to move or nasty discovered checks happens. Then you're headed for e6, etc. But now queen takes on a4. That one dropping. This one drops, but it's better for Jose here. Now I reckon I'd be playing queen c2, right? Meekly returning home. Honey, I'm home. Oh, hey, how was your day? Yeah, won an a pawn, nothing special, but it's not good. It's passive. Instead, he who dares wins, as Delboy would say. Only fools and horses references for those Brit fans out there. Check it out if you're from the US and want some classic British comedy gold. And now you pressure d6 and unleash the a pawn. We get rook d8 to cover d6, the back of the camel toe. a4 pushing forward here, bishop f8, a5, off goes the a pawn here. What do we call it? Audrey. Some diversity in chess right now. Don't always have to be named after blokes. Rook h4, going for some lateral action. a6, Jospem making huge progress down there. Queen a7 blockading. And now this next move just oozes classiness, right? How do you get this one into the game here? Well, king to c2. Love that move. When you just slide it slowly up the board. Silent killer. So rook b8 now played. Rook a1. Rook f4. And now we get a move which Kramnik described as very, very strange. The move played is rook a to a3. Now it's really a nice idea, for a blitz game especially. Everything is protected. The king is laterally covered. These rooks can just attack and defend at the same time. Just exquisite. Really positionally nice for a blitz game, this one. And what happens? Well, Kramnik's so fed up with the quality of this play that he does the procedure.
Okay, let's do the procedure. Block This is first what I do.
No, I'm just kidding. He carries on playing, but he blunders with rook to b6. What's the winning move? Of course, Jose finds it. Well done if you've spotted it. It's queen takes rook. Sacrifice that lady, push Audrey, and what do? You can't stop the queening. So Kramnik goes for counterplay. This new lady is born. Audrey becoming a big girl. The bishop pressured. We get check. Look at these rooks blocking here. You know, that one snaked into the game like it's part of a Nokia 3310. Queen f1 played, pressuring this pawn, and more classy stuff. Not many people play this move. Knight to d2, a backwards, retreating knight move, hitting the queen, but removing it from its amazing outpost. Pawn is now dropping, but here's the point. It's a sneaky trap. This rook now comes to f3. We get queen d4, takes, and what to do. If you take with either of the pawns, well then the bishop drops with check. If you take with the queen to cover the bishop, rook f3 covers the trap, and that's it. What do? It's game over. You can't even check the king. Some spike checks from either of these squares. They're all covered. Knights are traditionally excellent defenders of the king. So here we see resignation from Kramnik. And now listen to these comments here. It's comedy gold. You've got to love it.
All best moves, first line. Very, very strange move, but first line. Yeah, this I just blunder. Okay. Usual story. Let's hope I will get some easier opponents like Magnus maybe one day. Will be a bit more chances.
What a classic. And if you love these game recaps and want more, and to play against myself, meet and greet call with myself, regularly chat with myself as well as other paid members, then check out the Epic Chess community. Yes, you pay a little bit for access, but it is worth it for the amount of interactive chess community you'll get in return. I really hope to see you over there. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon.